Greetings player, thank you for indulging my mental illness by clicking on this video. Each view is like a little tiny nut and I'm a very greedy squirrel. ESO, or Elder Scrolls Online, like nobody in the game ever calls it, is the closest thing we will ever get to a fully fledged Skyrim Online, even if the game is not quite like Skyrim and it's an MMO. So Pasta, why should I even trust your opinion? Well, I have more than 3000 hours and probably more before the game went on Steam. I played this game for the first time on release in the long distant 2013. However, it wasn't really that great back then. Things changed since, however. And with the One Tamriel update several years ago, you are given complete freedom. So much freedom. Oh my god, I just booted the game. There are dozens of quests everywhere. What do I do? Where do I go? It's okay. We have been trained to go through corridors for most of our gaming lives, so agoraphobia is quite normal in the digital world, my friend. As an old player, let me tell you that the core experience of ESO is still largely the same. It's way better than before and more polished, and the game benefited a lot from lots of updates and improvements. What ESO does, in the way that it does, it's unique to ESO. It blends storytelling, exploration and combat very well. You will find yourself hopping through dungeons, find quests laying around and killing bosses in no time. And ESO also has a very robust add-on support, so you can tailor the experience in many ways, from changing your UI to using quest helpers or even adding more location to the map, if you're on PC at least. There is more content than ever. I played and still play quite a few MMOs, and let me tell you, ESO features a lot of content, and I am not exaggerating. We are talking about 10 expansions and 20 DLC, which will give you thousands of unique quests, hundreds and hundreds of places to explore, plenty of side activities like fishing, crafting, housing, assassination, thief, guild, heist, and the best part, you choose what to do when you want to do it. No absurdly high gear requirement, item level, long quest line just to log the content. ESO is probably one of the most content-rich MMO you can find out there. It's gonna take a long time before you get bored. If you like the combat, of course. If you don't, well, there is a class called Arcanist and you should probably play that, because Beam goes brrr. Naturally, not all is roses and peachy. ESO features some quite grindy activities. Sky shards, mages, guild, books, champion points, scribing, trying, alliance ranks, and over time this number is increasing more and more and more. Some of these are long-term goals that will be achieved through your natural progression in the game. Making alts? Well, it's another matter entirely. Plenty of customization. In Elder Scrolls Online you can play any of the main races featured in the previous Elder Scrolls games, from orcs to Khajiit. Each offers unique bonuses that favor certain playstyles and fit certain niches, like Dark Elf being amazing damage dealers, or Khajiit having the highest pickpocket chance, so they make for amazing thieves. The character creation is also quite nice and allow you, if you spend enough time messing with it, to make your own abomination, or if you want to make something pretty, you go on YouTube and follow a character creation tutorial, and will still fail at it. Moreover, ESO features skills you can morph, giving you actual choice when it comes to selecting your abilities. With 7 classes, if you own all the chapters, you have a lot of variety. Any class can equip any of the weapons without restriction. Each class brings to the table several unique skill lines and their passive, allowing a good variety depending on the content that you're facing. You go from Dragon Knight, which is all about flames or poison, depending on the route you go, and make for excellent tanks, to Nightblade, the only class that can go invisible at will, and it's all about assassination, to Necromancer, who sadly isn't about minions, but bone explosions, to Templar, who is also about digging with a giant light shovel, to Warden, which has frost spells and nature on your side, and then Sorcerers with permanent pets and lightning, of course Arcanist. Moreover, technically any of the available 7 classes can perform all roles when built correctly. However, the degree of the respective effectiveness is gonna depend on the content you're playing. Also, the devs do changes very frequently, so you need to keep that in mind. Furthermore, in the future we will receive subclasses in the game, which will allow you to mix and match 2 different classes to use their skills and abilities. These will lead to very interesting combination, and hopefully 100% of the player base won't pick Dragon Knight as their subclass. Moreover, the customization doesn't stop there. ESO has an excellent skin collection system. You can wear pretty much what you want in your appearance slots, and part of the endgame is collecting all the style pages, which naturally you can die as you please. Challenging endgame. I am not by any means a good ESO player, and I won't pretend to be. Even I managed to finish quite a few of the veteran trials and some of the trifectas in the veteran dungeons, even the DLC ones, which are known to be harder. But let me tell you, the hardest content in ESO exists to test your resolve, your team coordination, and will require peak mental and body performance, but more importantly, months of practice, and will also test your social skills to keep the group together without it falling apart. It's aspirational content and not everyone is meant to achieve it, and that's okay. It really doesn't really give you extreme rewards, some nice mounts, titles and a few cosmetics, but it's there to keep people busy. You don't have to go in hard mode and even less attempt to do those achievement challenges like not dying, finishing under 30 minutes and all that stuff. But for people that crave self-inflicted mutilation, go for it. It's gonna be like having another virtual circumcision. To experience the Elder Scrolls Online world, I really like a lot of the questline in ESO. I hate others, but that is beside the point. Overall, I like the factions, the Alliance War. I played through them multiple times with multiple characters, and one of my friends even made fun of me for liking questing a bit too much. But it's always the same one. Okay there buddy, calm down. The stories in ESO and the relationship with the NPC are carried over through chapters. This is why I was obsessed to do things in the proper order so that the characters will react to me with unique dialogues and tell me about their adventure since we had last seen each other. And by NPC, no, I actually mean just the hot ones. It's a shame there is not a cute wood elf companion that will hit my body when I'm dead. My out is my side, the world is rich with lore, the same world of Skyrim, Oblivion and Daggerfall, and Morrowind. You will visit some of the same places you have seen in these games, but they're gonna be a little bit different and smaller, you know. Moreover, there is not a single overreaching storyline in ESO. So yeah, if you think a story sucks, you can just drop it, I guess. Each chapter follows through a story arc. Some are more relevant than others and last for several chapters. Others tie in later on, but they all help to flesh out the world of the game and give a cohesive picture. The game is very solo friendly. Most of the content in a game can be tackled solo, and the base game dungeons are quite easy even in veteran mode, so don't be scared to jump in the content. While the chapter dungeons and world bosses can be harder, they can also be soloed. There are even solo arenas that are meant to challenge your ability to perform under pressure. So overall, you don't have to interact with other players if you really don't want it or you don't have time, for most of the game at least. There are even some crazy people that soloed some normal trials with tanks, or even crazier stuff, but please don't do that. Also, in this game you can collect companions, so they will help you fight and do things for you. And you can even build them the way you want. Well, sorta, there are some limitations. It's a shame that I still can't have that cute wood elf though. Knowing my luck, it's gonna probably be a man. The population is very healthy. Elder Scrolls Online is not a dead game in 2025. It's not in maintenance mode or doesn't receive updates. It's survival pretty much assured in the foreseeable future. A lot of people play it actively, and thanks to the mega servers we are never in a situation where, oh my god, I'm on a dead shard. I need to pay real money to move because nobody's doing anything on my server. There are a lot of groups that are running stuff and many large guilds are active. However, due to the size of the game and the numbers of areas, you may find some places have more people because the world is really big. But that's good because overcrowding an area is especially annoying because of lag and, well, farming and gathering. It's better when you're alone. PvP is also very active. Cyrodiil sieges are something you need to experience, and some of those memories you will remember for a lot of time. Like when you spent an entire night pending a scroll while Red took your own keeps and they're trying to desperately storm the open gate to raid your temple. Cyrodiil gameplay is not just a Zerg fest, and it's quite strategic, requiring groups to be able to read the map, attack when your enemy least expected, and the sneak mechanic is even funny. Like one time you are running around in the middle of nowhere, you creep around a bush, and suddenly you see 30 people stuck together crouched, and a second later you're dead. Unlucky. Or when you had that sneaky, extremely skilled Nightblade that got stuck in your keep, or at least you think that in reality he's just having fun messing with you. And you really can't manage to nail him down despite 20 people dropping reveal flares all around the keep to find him. It's peak gameplay. Some people don't like it, some like it, I personally liked it. Eso has a very active PvP community and also very skilled, so don't be intimidated when you get your ass whooped. Those people have thousands of hours in the game and mastered both build making and their classes. Recently we also got the addition of the new battleground mode 8 vs 8. My only gripe is that the alliance rank is not shared account wide, and that is why I never got my Grand Overlord, because I keep switching character. Moreover, if you are a new player, you don't have to worry about champion points because they are naturally disabled in battlegrounds and in specific campaigns. Even if you don't like PvP, you can always sit back and heal people and shoot people with meat bags. There is also Imperial City, but I do not suggest going there as a new player because it's very intense. It's less about playing for points or winning the campaign, because in reality it's all about destroying people and stealing their stones. And some people really get upset when they die and lose maybe thousands of stones. Housing. I don't care what other people will tell you. Housing in Eso is amazing. Sometimes they even give super expensive houses for free. So if you play long enough, you get opportunities for very expensive places. Those are not super frequent, let's be honest. I probably got 3 houses in forever. And yes, most of them will cost you real money, but they are permanent, no subscription is needed. And not all houses are just in the store. You can still get some very beautiful houses for in-game gold. So Pasta, how expensive was this house and all this furniture? What, this house over here? Nah, it's not mine, however I'm pretending it is because the owner quit. Doesn't it look good though? And it was free because you can visit your friend's houses and benefit from their mental illness. Housing is another form of endgame, and people spend a lot of time collecting rare decoration, recipes and other things, causing a demand in the market for such recipes and items. Moreover, there are people that literally spend millions and millions of gold in their houses. Horizontal progression. One of the best things about Elder Scrolls Online is that once you get to level 50, which is the max level, and you get your first 160 champion points, you're set. All gear is endgame. Not all sets are gonna be as good, but they are there for you to use as options. Say that you don't have access to a chapter, a place, or you cannot finish the trial. Well, you can work toward it using one of those intermediate sets. More importantly, however, now with the armory system, when you collect an item, you can recreate it and make a copy, or even change the traits on it. But even more importantly, now when you collect a dungeon or trial items and you bind it, you're guaranteed to get one you don't have at the end of the run. So with enough runs, you can collect all the items from the dungeon without too much RNG getting in the way. If you're lucky. If you're not lucky, well, prepare yourself for maybe 20 or 30 solo runs of a dungeon. Luckily, you can run them in normal. The gear is the same. It's only like one rarity less, but it's gonna be easier. However, naturally, these highlight some of the limitation of the ISO monetization. If you aim to go for the meta, to be the cream of the crop, the king of the hill, you will need to have access to pretty much almost everything. So this means you need to buy the chapters or subscribe to ISO Plus. Some people trade in-game gold for crowns. It's allowed, yes, just do it with people you can trust to avoid scammers. So, there are some downsides to ISO. Mount speed and stamina increases are gonna be painfully slow. And yeah, I'm talking about 60 days to get your maxed mount speed. So it's gonna be super slow, and you need to do this for all your HUDs, or else, well, this will make you a very fat target in PvP, trust me. Elder Scrolls Online is very customizable with add-ons, and some of them are important, and people will expect you to run them in organized content. This is incredibly minor, but I know that some purists that hate add-ons. Box prices and the fact that you either have to be subscribed or got the various chapters unlocked can turn away a lot of people. Getting halts to speed is gonna be a very time consuming, especially for endgame. Leveling overall isn't too bad. The games also give you experiences scrolls regularly for free in login rewards. And you can buy even ambrosia, which are player crafted little potions from other players. Also, ESO features several double experience events throughout the year. However, Sky Shard collections, the various guild skills lines, your weapon skills lines, will mean that you will have a lot of things to regrind on your alts if you want them to be in a perfect state. Another downside you should be aware is that there is no global action house. Yeah, sadly, to sell things on the market board, you will need to join a trading guild. Even worse, to actually find what you need, you're gonna most likely use an external website that is created by people using the add-on that contribute to the information there. So it's not gonna be perfect. However, trading is not as bad as Path of Exile, thank God. Moreover, sadly, the game doesn't feature crossplay across platforms, so if you have friends playing on European or North America, choose the right server. You are not region locked, but the progress is not shared through them. Also, PC, Xbox or PlayStation needs to be sure to buy the game on the right platform. Furthermore, and this is just my opinion, Golden Road was my least favorite chapter. While, for example, Necron brought Endless Archive, which is available with the base game, Necron came with the Arcanist class, and the area was very beautiful to look at. However, scribing was personally a letdown. I expected something different. It's probably my fault for getting the wrong idea when it was announced. I expected a spell crafting system that would allow further build customization of your skills, or even to make up your own skills, but instead you just got some extra skills with very limited options that you have to grind for. Again, should you play ESO in 2025? If you never played Elder Scrolls Online, yeah, sure, jump in and see if you vibe with the game. This video was mainly aimed toward new players, because most of the older players know everything I said. If you are a returning players and you're still on edge, this is a good game, and sadly there are not a lot of better alternatives out there. There are plenty of friendly players in ESO ready to help you out. Am I one of them? No. But thank you for watching. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more autism. Have a good one. See you.